Hi, it's Thursday, the 12th of February, and you're on TNT. Now, we're talking about visas today, and we're talking about the visa exemption or the visa-free arrival into Thailand. Now, there was talk around about this time last year that they may reduce the 60-day visa exemption, which I think about 93 countries were eligible for when they arrived in Thailand, and reducing it down to 30 days. So I'm going to try and bring you up to date with the situation, because there will be a lot of misinformation. Indeed, the Bangkok Post sort of got it wrong when they posted this morning. And they said visa-free stays to be cut from 60 to 30 days. Well, I'm happy to say that they sort of got it a little bit more right later when they said shorter visa-free stays on the cards. So the talk at the moment is, yes, the Cabinet has been talking about reducing the 60-day visa exemption back to 30 days. And there's been an agreement in principle to reduce it to 30 days, but no final decision has been made. Let's go to the information we have. The Tourism and Sports Ministry insists the government's plan to reduce visa-free stays from 60 days should not impact tourism, as most foreign tourists on average stay for less than a month. Now, more about that particular issue in just a moment. And moving on with this Bangkok Post article, it says the Permanent Tourism and Sports Secretary plans to revise visa measures, including 60-day visa-free stays for visitors from 93 countries. And this is expected to reduce visa-free stays to 30 days. And they've been talking to related organisations, including the Immigration Bureau, and says they agreed in principle to reduce the number of days to prevent loopholes that could be exploited by foreign criminals. Quoting him, he said this change should not impact tourism, as foreign tourists on average stay in Thailand for 21 days at most. If they want to stay longer than 30 days, they can simply apply for an extension as normal. And currently, if you're on a visa exemption, you can apply first time for a 30-day extension. The second time you come within a year, it needs to be only a 7-day extension. That's been discussed in previous videos. But let's talk about this issue about how long tourists actually stay. Because people will be saying, I'm sure, oh my God, we can't stay for 60 days. The world is ending. Doesn't Thailand want our money? Well, the average stay for a tourist coming to Thailand is 8 days. And not even 30 days. It's 8 days. That's the average stay. How many people actually want to stay longer than 30 days? Well, statistically, we know that the tourists that stay for longer than 30 days are less than 5%. It goes up and down, but it's usually between 3 and 5%. So the people that actually stay for the full 60 days are a very small subset of tourists coming to Thailand. So Thailand reducing the 60-day visa exemption back to 30 days will hardly register on the arrivals for visa-exempt entry into Thailand. And she said that the caretaker government has the authority to approve this change, as the new government has not yet been formed. So the caretaker government we had before the poll on Sunday is still the caretaker government. That situation will remain until 1, the Election Commission confirms the results, and 2, His Majesty swears in the new cabinet. So the caretaker government has the ability to shuffle around this immigration arrangement, including reducing the visa-free entry from 60 days back to 30. And the Bangkok Post article goes on, the visa-free scheme allowing foreigners from 93 countries to stay in Thailand for up to 60 days began in mid-2024 during the administration of PM Seta Thavisin, aiming to boost sluggish tourism. And it goes on saying most tourists do not stay for 60 days, and those who do often intend to misuse the visa for purposes other than tourism, according to Mr. Tanapon, referring to nominee businesses, unlicensed tour operators and foreign tour guides. And down the bottom there, he insisted the government should maintain the visa-free scheme because it remains crucial to the market as arrivals are contracting. And before you jump on the keyboard saying, oh, no one's going to be coming back to Thailand, we've already shown that the number of people that stay on visa exemption for more than 30 days is only between 3 and 5%. It's hardly going to move the needle. And since the end of last year, the Immigration Bureau has imposed tighter scrutiny of foreigners visiting the country via the visa-free scheme, targeting those making multiple visa runs in particular. And there is no doubt there has been greater scrutiny. Let's see some of the headlines about this issue in today's media. And up the top there, Thailand government consolidates its visa policy and considers adjustments. And the incorrect headline from the Bangkok Post earlier today, which was corrected, visa-free stays to be cut from 60 to 30 days. We're also going to cover this one from Calsod English. Thai Ministry warns of fake news on visa-free entry rules. But before we check on that, let's check a little bit more information from that Visas News article. And their headline, Thailand government consolidates its visa policy and considers adjustments. And it talks about the meeting on February the 10th, saying that the Cabinet approved a progress report on Thailand's visa reform initiative launched in 2024 to support tourism and stimulate the national economy. And then saying that authorities have signalled several potential adjustments, including a possible revision of the 60-day visa exemption in response to documented cases of abuse. So just reiterating, this is a possible revision to the visa-exempt situation at the moment in Thailand. I'm 100% sure you're going to find Instagram feeds today and TikTokers who are saying, oh, there's been a change and they're cutting the 60 days down to 30. It hasn't actually happened yet. So let's just stick to the facts that we know. It says the proposal submitted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and reviewed by the Cabinet does not present a sudden overhaul of the country's immigration policy. Rather, it marks, they say, a follow-up step and formal political validation of measures that have been gradually implemented over nearly 2 years. And they go on to say that the report presented to the Cabinet also revisited several visa categories introduced as part of Thailand's broader attractiveness strategy. One of those, the Destination Thailand visa. And it says that's designed for remote workers and international professionals who combine employment with extended stays. Now, there are those that have been saying, oh, they're not going to be continuing this DTV. It was a bit of an aberration. It shouldn't have happened. Well, it looks like the Cabinet have actually included it in a report saying they're continuing to support the DTV. What's the other one? And they're pointing to the non-immigrant ED, that's Education Plus category, which allows foreign students in certain cases to combine academic study with employment, expanding both educational and economic opportunities. So those two visa types were at least singled out in this report. They also mentioned the TDAC, which you've been filling in on a computer recently. Let's go to their latest information on that. And they spoke about the Thailand Digital Arrival Card, the TDAC, which was introduced on May the 1st last year. And they noted that the TDAC replaced the previously proposed electronic travel authorisation. So it's all TDAC and none of the ETA. And it says that it allows travellers to submit their arrival information online within 72 hours or 3 days prior to entering Thailand. And again, I remind people that the TDAC is free. If you go online and try and fill out a TDAC and they say they're going to charge you for it, get off that website and go to the proper Thailand immigration website. The TDAC is free, okay? And this was also included in the report. It says the government is reviewing the criteria for long-stay visas aimed at foreign retirees. And the goal is to attract individuals with strong economic potential while ensuring appropriate regulatory oversight. Well, that was a paragraph that really said absolutely nothing, but it'll probably throw foreign retirees into a bit of a tiz. But it looks like they are reviewing maybe the qualifications for some of the long-stay visas, but nothing specific was mentioned. So let's just calm down until we hear some more facts about that. Again, I'm sure there'll be plenty of rumours on forums today about that particular sentence, but let's just wait until we find out some more information. Now, let's get back to the Thai Ministry warning about fake news on visas in Thailand. We go to Calsod English. Thai Ministry warns of fake news on visa-free entry rules. And it says the Thailand Ministry of Digital Economy and Society has warned the public about a false claim circulating online that new rules limit visa-free entry for foreign nationals to twice a year. Now, I've made probably 2 or 3 videos about this specific issue. Nothing is written down that says you can only come to Thailand on visa-free entry more than twice a year. Yet there are still plenty of influencers peddling this misinformation. It looks like the ministry might be after you. And the most popular fake story claimed that a new regulation allows foreigners to enter Thailand visa-free only twice a year. The ministry said it had coordinated with the Immigration Bureau, which confirmed the claim was false. No announcement has been made to amend the law to impose such a limit, nor has any clear legal framework been set. Now, where there has been a crackdown is those people that have been using the visa-free entry, which is currently 60 days, as a way to stay in Thailand long term. So they stay 60 days, they then extend that another 30 days, they fly out of the country for a day, and then they come back and they go for another 60 days. In other words, we'd be calling those people maxing out the visa-free entry into Thailand. And what the Immigration Bureau have been saying is it's those people that we're trying to get onto proper long-stay visas rather than taking advantage of the visa-free entry. So this claim that you can only come to Thailand visa-free for only twice a year, it has been false all the way along, as we've tried to point out. So, for example, if you came to Thailand for 3 or 4 weeks, you leave the country for a month, you might be working on an oil rig or going back to your home country, you then come back to Thailand for maybe a month. Then you leave the country for 2 months, back to your home country or whatever you might be doing, and you can return for another week, maybe to visit some friends, you leave Thailand again. In all cases, you're not maxing out that full 60 days. So you're not the sort of people that they're trying to get onto long-stay visas. It's the people that have been maxing out, the very small percentage of people that have been taking advantage of the visa-free situation and trying to turn that into some sort of long-stay situation. Let's go on with the story. The Immigration Bureau continues to apply existing measures, including stricter screening of foreigners who frequently enter and leave the country in a pattern resembling so-called visa runs. So there you go, that's sort of from the horse's mouth regarding the fake news about only being able to enter Thailand twice in a year on visa-free entry, and the current situation, the proposal to reduce the visa-free entry from 60 down to 30 days. It is a proposal, and just be aware that I'm sure there'll be people saying it's definitely happening. The Bangkok Post did make that mistake earlier today, but they've since corrected it. Hopefully you're up to date on at least that issue. I know there's plenty of other things to talk about in Thailand. I hope to find some time to talk about the election situation at the moment, and I might get around to that later today or early tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Camera seems to be reacting to the very hot weather today, so I'll say goodbye for now. And yes, I know I look like Fred Flintstone in this shirt. Thank you. I'm sure people will be talking about it. See you next time.